So guys, welcome back to another SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. So nagpapasalamat ako sa inyo lahat sa pagsuporta na aking channel, lalo sa mga dati ko pang gameplay ng SmackDown vs. Raw. So pagpatuloy natin itong gameplay natin. So let's fucking do this, guys. Another SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. So last time ay kinalaban natin si Chris Master. So begin week na tayo. Taking on the show. Destroy versus Big Show, okay. $7 Oh, Undertaker. Oh, wag tayo ngayon, tayo. Big Show.
It's like he read his opponent's mind. He countered that and made it look easy. So, how do you think this one? Put a submission hold. Could this be a tap out? It isn't. The hold can't be broken. You can't take this kind of pain for long. No matter how many times I see it, here he goes, up the turnbuckle. This could be really good or really bad.
Sakit.
So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on more than a hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match would be when you quit yapping and let me enjoy it.
Now, JR, keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later. I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King? These are some of the finest athletes in all of sports entertainment.
I know that, JR. I'm just saying that this has been a great match so far.
It has indeed, King, and I think it's only going to get better from here on out.
Para magano kasi mahirap yung pa eh.
I ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I'm trying to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this thing.
Oh, come on. Everyone knows you play favorites. You're always trying to kiss up to the fans by... He can't do that, JR. That's his opponent's finishing move. Talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker. There's no room for error when you're on the top rope.
Sakit.
I tell you, King, sometimes I get exhausted just watching these superstars compete.
I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these WWE superstars really are.
You've got to have some excellent conditioning to be able to do what they do.
Well, that's the name of the game, JR. You got to keep moving. No dog ever peed on a moving car.
Oh, that's a lovely image, King. I'd ask you where you come up with this stuff, but I don't think I want to know, quite frankly.
Listen to the crowd, JR. I think they've got some...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Against blows like that, it doesn't speak well for your odds of winning the match.
Bakit?
You gotta respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers. Look at that! He's
what's so great about watching a human being brutalized like this.
Come on, JR. You know this isn't ballet. These superstars sure aren't going easy on each other here tonight.
What you expect, King? This isn't ballet, you know.
Oh, really, JR? Gosh, tell me more about your in-ring experience.
Well, I've got a pinfall victory over Triple H to my credit. How about you? Look at this kid. He just stole his opponent's finishing maneuver. Can his opponent kick out of this pinning predicament?
Hey, what do you think they're saying, JR?
I think he impressed the Big Show here tonight.
Look, it's Chavo Guerrero and Navari, and they're beating Show's head in with lead pipes.
Big Show's too tired. He can't fight them all. What's going on here?
Come on, JR, don't play dumb. It's obvious. He was in on the plan to jump Big Show all along.
I don't believe that for a second. He looks as confused as I am.
Oh, Carlito.
Hey, JR, what's Carlito doing out here?
That's it, Vince. See? I told you guys. As long as the four of us stick together, there's nobody on Raw that can stop us. And that's very, very cool.
I don't understand a damn bit of what just happened. We need some answers here, and soon.
Carlito, hey man, it's me, Carlito.
Hey man, it's me, Carlito. I just wanted to thank you for all of your help last week. Me and Chavo and Navari, we're sick of being pushed around by big domains like Big Show. We're gonna prove that there's strength in numbers. And now you got no choice but to join us and help finish the job we started on Big Show. I mean, come on. What are you gonna do? Try to explain things to Big Show? Think about it. Does he seem like a reasonable person to you? Good luck in your match tonight. We'll be watching.
Okay. So, punuhan na tayo, guys. Visera.
Welcome to Raw and Boomer Sooner, everybody. This is Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler, and I couldn't be happier about coming home to Oklahoma City tonight.
These Oklahoma fans are fired up and ready for the greatest superstars in sports entertainment.
And they should be. I've seen the lineup for tonight's show, and I honestly don't think it could be any better.
Well, from the looks of things, it's not hard to tell how this one's.
Oh boy, this is not going to be an easy hole to escape from.
It sure isn't, JR. I've been on the wrong end of that one many times.
Baliin ng paa.
Did you ever think you'd be watching these superstars compete against each other here tonight, JR?
I had a feeling their paths were going to cross sooner or later, and I'm glad I'm here to see it.
Me too. It almost makes it worth having to sit next to you and listen to those corny expressions of yours. What the heck is a government mule anyway?
It's what you get beat like. We're in the middle of a slobber knocker. And if you don't have the guts to stick around, You might run like a scalded dog with a case of the liver tank.
All right, enough. I'm getting a translator before I have to come out here with you again. Wow, listen to these fans, JR.
You can fool some of the people. Put a submission hold. Could this be a tap out?
It isn't. The hold can't be broken. You can't take this kind of pain for long. I've been looking forward to this match all night, JR. I can't believe it's finally underway.
This has been a hotly anticipated contest. And as far as I'm concerned, it's living up to the hype.
No question about that, JR. The fans certainly seem to be into it. That's for sure.
And when it comes down to it, that's all that matters. A textbook reversal there.
Ouch.
It looks like they've slowed the match down a little. And I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is.
Oh,
I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR?
I think I've eaten a little too much good Oklahoma barbecue in my day, King, to hurry anywhere. Sounds like this crowd's got something on their minds, King.
Who cares about them, JR? Look what's going on in the ring.
The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hold or get broken by it.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing, King? Looks like turnabout is fair play.
Parang ayun yung ano natin na isa sa special sa year 2006.
I'd ask you who you want to win this matchup, JR, but it's been pretty obvious since the start of the show who you're pulling for.
I try to remain as objective as I can, King. Quite frankly, I'd rather see a good competitive matchup than see a particular superstar win or lose this.
I don't know where he thinks he's going. This could be a mistake. You talk about ruthless aggression. Look at the way these superstars have been going after each other.
They're not playing with kid gloves, that's for sure.
We knew we were going to see a heck of a match, but this might turn out to be... No. Go ahead and say it, JR.
All right, I will. I think this one's got all the makings of a bona fide slobber knocker.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say these top rope moves are always difference makers for better or worse?
So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match would be when you quit yapping and let me enjoy it.
Now, JR, keep your words soft and sweet because you may have to eat them later. I think I know who's going to win this one, JR.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, King.
Wait a second. Why are you so eager to hear my prediction?
Because I want to know who's going to win. And 9 times out of 10, it's not.
Look at that! He's bleeding like a stuck pig! He can't do that, JR! That's his opponent's finishing move!
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it. Flat on your back with your shoulders on the mat is no place to be.
Here comes the big show, and he doesn't look happy.
Well, how happy would you be if you got set up for an ambush by someone you thought you could trust?
It looks like he's trying to calm the big man down, and I'm not sure how well that's going to work.
Don't fall for it, Big Show!
My God! Big Show just choke-slammed him halfway to China.
He probably wishes he was in China right about now. The Big Show is not the kind of man you want to make angry, JR. How the heck is he going to calm down this angry giant?
Nawala yun sa WWE. Later that night, si Booker T. Chavo, hey, what's up, homies?
Hey, what's up, Holmes? Chavo here. I guess you had to learn your lesson the hard way, huh? You think you're gonna be able to convince Big Show that you're not with us? You better think again. So what are you gonna do? You wanna team up with us and take him out once and for all? Or are you gonna keep getting yourself chokeslammed?
How would you like to answer Chavo's offer? I'm not crazy about Carlito and his friends, but I'm not going to be Big Show's sweeping boy. I'm joining them and taking Big Show out. Okay, I'm going to try to explain things to Big Show one more time. I'm not looking to get chokeslam again, but there's no way I'm teaming up with those jerks. Dito tayo. While waking an angry giant. Oh, so guys, okay na magbasa. Okay. Destroy versus Big Show versus okay. Wasakin natin tong mga to. Oh. Si ano yun ah? Si Great Khali. Double team moves.
Good old JR, Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler, welcoming you to Raw live from Los Angeles, California.
I love this town, JR. And I hope I get a chance to audition some young starlets later.
Boy, you just never stop, do you, King? Personally, I'm looking forward to tonight's show. I think it's going to be a real barn burner.
Climbing up the turnbuckle isn't bad. It's all the ways you could come down that hurt.
Sakit.
He saw that one coming.
He countered that and made it look easy. He's not going to get caught with that one.
I've got to say, JR, I'm really impressed by what we've seen here tonight.
How could you not be, King?
Bilis maano ah.
These are some of the finest athletes in all of sports entertainment.
I know that, JR. I'm just saying that this has been a great match so far.
It has indeed, King, and I think it's only going to get better from here on out.
Did they get the tag? Yes! He could pin him right here, JR. It's like he read his opponent's mind. You got to respect the commitment and the dedication of these superstars to their careers.
No question about it, King. Every superstar on the roster has had to make more sacrifices than any other professional athlete I know.
It really is like being married to your career. There's not much room for anything else.
And marriage is a subject which you happen to be something of an authority. Isn't that right, King?
Sakit.
A man doesn't know what true happiness is until he's married. And then it's too late.
This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
They sure are, JR, and I love to hear it. This is going beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody will be pushing up Daisy.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR. Uh-oh. Talk about a hole you don't want to find yourself in.
No kidding. This will rearrange your anatomy. The submission has been expertly applied, and now it's just a matter of time.
That's right, JR. You've either got to break the hole or...
And here's the pin.
He turned the tables on his opponent with that one.
Gago ka.
This match has the potential to be an instant classic, and I think these fans are too stupid to realize it.
How can you say that, King? How can you insult the intelligence?
We could have a pinfall here, JR.
1, 2, 3. Panalo tayo, Big Show.
Well, as if we weren't already aware, Davari is sure full of himself.
He's full of something, all right. Oh, boy. I think Davari's about to get what's coming to him.
And it couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Oh, my gosh. What a choke slam.
Big Show might have just broken Davari in half.
I think the Big Show's going to regret that, JR. The rest of Carlito's posse isn't going to take too kindly to that.
Carly, this is Carlito and you.
This is Carlito, and you just made the biggest mistake of your career, my friend. Tonight, Davari and Chavo are gonna teach you what happens to anyone who crosses us. Just like your pal Big Show learned 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so nitanalo na nga natin sila eh.
کلپوک من دواریم فکر میکنی میتونی به من بگین نه اگر شما به بیگ شو فکر میکنی من کارلوس یه چاوو دست بزنی خودت خر خدا هستی
Okay, from Coach Red, executive assistant to Mr. McMahon, Jonathan Coachman. Here, I have to keep this brief as I've currently got a lot on my plate right now. Being personally groomed to be the next chairman of the board of the WWE and all. But enough about my unparalleled job performance. It's come to my attention that you earned 3 victories. All you have to do is now get more for a title shot. Now, as I'm sure you know, I'm no stranger to in-ring competition myself, so my advice to you is stay focused and try not to concentrate on the fact that your entire career is riding on your next match. Okay. The Bayra Endure draw rematch tonight. So guys, kayo na lang backstage source. Okay, so kayo na lang magbasa guys. Okay, destroy Carlito and siya. Oh man, duturugin ko tong dalawang to.
Welcome to Raw, live tonight from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm Jim Ross, here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I love Fort Lauderdale, JR. especially around spring break. Yahoo!
Well, spring break only comes once a year, but Raw brings the excitement with it wherever we go, and tonight is no exception.
Wag kang mga ano. Oh, man.
I've had many opportunities to see Carlito up close and in person, and I have to tell you, I'm impressed with what this kid brings to the table.
What's that exactly? A bunch of half-chewed apples? What's so cool about that?
I tell you what's cool, King, and that's the charisma and athletic ability of this second-generation superstar.
Sorry, JR, but I just don't see it. Maybe they'll get it right with the third generation. Everyone says they can't take their eyes off Chavo, JR, and neither can I. It's a good way to wind up having something stolen.
I beg to differ, King. I think Chavo's lying, cheating, and stealing days are long behind it. He's upholding a different sort of family tradition these days. I tell you, King,
The quickest way to lose a match is to underestimate your opponent.
I don't think he's underestimating anyone, King. I think he's making it clear that he refuses to be intimidated.
Show off all you want, but it's not going to win you the match.
No, but getting the crowd behind you can certainly give you the edge.
These superstars are putting on a great match so far, JR. But if they drop the ball, these fans will let them hear about it.
I don't think that's going to happen, King.
Oh.
These competitors know that their paychecks come straight from the WWE fans.
Bakit?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Talk about a hole
binabalian
you
na
don't
pala
wanna
ako.
find yourself in.
No kidding. This will rearrange your anatomy. This is a classic matchup, King.
Sakit.
I'm so glad the WWE fans are getting the chance to see it.
Yeah, and I'm happy that I'm getting to see it too, JR. I just wish they'd pick up the pace a little.
Oh, no.
There's the tag, JR.
What a reversal.
Oh.
I don't understand why you like Carlito so much, JR. What, did he lie to you and tell you that you were cool or something?
I've never been accused of being cool by Carlito or anyone else, King. Quite frankly, I'm not sure I'd know cool if it bit me on my Oklahoma Sooner backside.
I'm not sure I agree with what the crowd is chanting, JR, but I guess it's their right.
You're damn right it is. It comes from the price of admission.
So, how do you think this one's going to turn out, JR?
Honestly, King, I have absolutely no idea. Anything can happen here in the WWE.
But you've got to have a guess, right?
I might, but I'd rather keep it to myself if it's all the same to you, King.
Chavo's always talking about living up to his family traditions, JR. But if I were his family, I'd make sure that his invitation to the family reunion got lost in the mail.
If you can't appreciate Chavo's ability, that's your own problem, King. Personally, I think the Guerreros have every right to take pride in the way he represents their legendary family.
He's going
Back.
up. But what's he going to do when he gets there?
Ay, baw, ano?
You know, JR, when I saw this match on paper, I wasn't too sure about it.
He's got his opponent locked in a submission hold.
We can see a tap out right here, JR. He countered that one perfectly.
And it's been reversed.
Ay, tanga. Di-disqualify tayo.
I think it's pretty obvious which way this one's going to go, JR.
Well, from my perspective, this is still anybody's match.
I'd like to see things from your perspective, JR, but I'd have to get my head out of my rear end first.
And Lord knows it's been up there for so long that that would be no easy feat.
His opponent telegraphed that one. Look at this, JR. Can you imagine SmackDown putting on a match half as good as this?
No disrespect intended for our SmackDown colleagues, but no, I can't think. I truly believe Raw is the dominant brand in sports entertainment.
You hit the nail right on the head there, JR. The dominant brand. Not the slightly better brand or the sort of superior brand.
Absolutely not. I'm a Raw man. And I have to believe we're head and shoulders better than the competition.
You won't get any argument from me, JR. SmackDown's the minor leagues as far as I'm concerned. Oh my gosh, look at all that blood. That's gonna leave a mark.
What a brutal match. The referee to step in there and stop this thing.
What? Are you crazy? It's just getting good, JR.
I think this crowd's giving these superstars a piece of their minds, King. You can't question the heart of any WWE superstar. But there comes a point where you're just not able to physically continue.
So, JR, are you enjoying the match so far?
Yes, I am. I think these superstars are putting on one hell of an exhibition here tonight.
What's your favorite part of it so far?
I don't think it's happened yet. My favorite part of the match would be when we quit gambling.
Now, JR.
What a sickening display.
Oh, man, they better run.
Hey, Carlito, Chavo. Next week on Raw, we have a no DQ tornado tag team match to settle this once and for all.
Wait, Big Show can't just make a match like that. That's management's job.
I don't think there's any way management would pass up an opportunity for a match like this, King. This one's got $ written all over it.
Okay, mabuti kasagpin natin tong si Big Show. Okay.
Raw is live tonight from Oakland, California. I'm Jim Ross here with Jerry the King Lawler.
I've never seen a hotter crowd, JR. These Oakland fans are completely out of control.
Match rules. Okay.
This is going to be great.
You're not wrong, King. The Bay Area's always been a hot spot for the superstars of Raw, and tonight is no exception.
Oh, good grief.
I don't care how tough you are. A chair shot is a chair shot.
And you can't take too many of those and expect to continue. Chavo's always talking.
If I live to be 100, I'll never understand why they leave so many damn weapons under the ring. It's almost like they want the superstars to use them on each other. What a vicious chair shot.
That chair was never meant to be used like that, JR. Oh, man! Did you hear that chair shot, JR?
I'd be surprised if there was a single person in this arena who didn't, King. He turned the table. I hope he's not. Look, there's the kick out. I thought that was it for sure.
This has gone beyond just being a match, JR. I think these superstars genuinely hate each other.
There's no love lost between these competitors, that's for sure. If looks could kill, somebody would be pushing up daisies right now.
And you've got to admit, that makes for a much more interesting match, JR.
It sure does. But I just hope these superstars can settle their differences in the ring and leave it at that. Well, you can't ever accuse the WWE. Oh, boy, this is not going to be an easy hole to escape from.
It sure isn't, JR. I've been on the wrong end of that one many times.
Oh.
I've had many opportunities to
Oh.
see Carlito up close and in person. And I have to tell you, the referee is down. And now there's no one to maintain order in this match.
Where do they find these referees, JR? They seem to be awfully fragile. I'll agree with you about the larger part, JR. He's about as...
Oh, no. It looks like he's donned the proverbial crimson mask.
There's so much blood. The Red Cross ought to be sponsoring this one, JR.
I don't know if he's even going to be able to finish this match with a gusher like that. I don't believe it. We might see a superstar get beat with their own finishing move here.
What a counter! It looks like they've slowed the match down a little. I think that's some good strategy right there.
It certainly is. I'm sure they're well acquainted with the old expression, fools rush in.
Is that why you always seem to be in such a hurry, JR? Wow! There's a hole you don't want to find yourself in, JR.
You sure don't, King. We've seen
See.
many a superstar tap out to this one.
Oh my gosh, JR! I can't remember the last time I saw something so brutal. I don't think there's a doubt in anyone's mind who came out ahead here.
I have to agree, King. And after what we've just witnessed, I don't think we'll have to worry about Carlito stirring up trouble around here again for a long time. What a match. And what a way to end Raw.
Okay. So guys, so magpo-focus tayo dito sa game na to. Pansamantala. Waking an angry a giant. Okay. So kayo na lang magbasa, guys. Masyado mahaba.